Hey,
What are you shooting on?
Canon. What about you?
Nice. I got a Leica Q2.
Oh, can we talk about that camera?
Yeah, jump in.
Okay, cool. Thanks. That's awesome. I'm super curious. I heard it's super expensive, but it's pretty hyped up lately. So
Where are you going?
I'm going to the north. I have a mic for you. 1 sec. Alright guys, welcome to a special episode. Today, Joey just picked me up on the side roads of Iceland and we're going north. We want to talk a little bit about shooting with a Leica versus a Canon versus a Sony and maybe versus a Fuji. And it's not so much the camera itself, I would say it's the way you're shooting and also basically everyday camera style with a fixed lens versus the other one. I do have my opinions on each. So I'd love for you to tell us, Joey, because you got yours recently.
So this is the Leica Q2 Reporter Edition. So it is completely stripped off branding. It has this olive camouflage kind of, or like, yeah, olive green. It's a roundabout $6,000 point and shoot camera. It has a fixed lens, can't even remove it. It's 28 millimeters, 1.8. It's a Leica Sumilux, so it is very, very high quality glass. If you would buy that lens itself, I think it would be $5,000-$6,000 almost.
Just the lens?
Just the lens,
wow.
Yeah. Leica glass is top notch, but that's what it is basically in a nutshell.
So tell us, like, what do you shoot with usually and how has that Leica changed how you shoot? Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. Like, how have you been thinking about that lately?
As you know, Pierre, like I'm mostly
pretty.
shooting, I'm just baffled right now. Like if you get some B-roll of it, like look at these houses like on the south. It's absolutely gorgeous in these fjords that you see right now. I started out with photography many years ago, but I mostly shoot video these days. I wanted to get back into photography and I wanted a camera that is easy to use, that I can carry every day, that is robust, that this one is weather sealed, so that I can just take it with me and push myself to take more photos again. And so that's basically the purpose of this camera, to have like an everyday with me carry camera. So
yeah, because you shoot mainly video, right?
Yeah.
And how has it been so far for you? Like, has it filled the gap that you were looking for? Or?
Yeah, it definitely pushes me. Definitely, I've started taking more photos. I've more intentionally go out to just like do photo walks and just have it with me and like you pull it out whenever like I see something that I want to capture. I think it's a learning curve because it is a 28 millimeter lens and it's an interesting odd kind of choice for a focal length for an everyday camera. So I'm still getting used to it. What I'm trying to shoot a lot is like just really make use of the 1.7 aperture and get sort of that wide angle look with a shallow depth of field.
Got it.
And but yeah, the colors is what really like is Leica is known for, and these deep blacks, the rendition of it is beautiful.
Does it mean you don't edit your photos anymore, or do you still edit them? I
still edit them, but there's not much I do, right? Like you don't want to push them too far. I definitely edit the photos still, like the camera can output in JPEG and DNG. The DNG RAWs are basically unedited, while the JPEGs have sort of that Leica look. But if you want to achieve that, again, you need to go in post, maybe apply a preset and push it a little bit, but I definitely still do it. And with the nice thing is, obviously, as you know, with shooting those like A1s and whatnot, if you have that many megapixels, you can easily crop in and reframe your shot. So that's mostly why I'm like exploring as well. It again is a wide angle lens, and it has a feature that gives you frames that you can change it to 35, 50, and I think 75 frames, so that you can already frame up shots in those focal lengths technically, so that you can then in post basically create more sort of like a zoom look.
That's interesting. Someone told me like I should Leica because I can afford it. What do you think of that quote?
I mean, at the end of the day, it's a tool that you take to go out and shoot beautiful images. But with Leicas, I feel like I liken it a little bit to, you know, fancy luxury fashion brands, which then also like a Leica is a statement as well. It's an accessory that you carry around.
Okay.
They look super cool if you compare them to other cameras, right? They just have a really classic look to them, a timeless look to them. So it's also a fashion item and a statement. Yeah. So ironically, I took the one without branding and whatnot.
I think I like it. I love the look and stuff. But I'm kind of curious, why not do every day with your Sony S3 or your Canon? Why not use those for every day?
It kind of like constrains push you creatively.
But
right?
I can force a prime lens on this also.
Yeah, but you don't at the end of the day, right? And it depends.
It depends.
It's larger, and it's for me. It's really just the convenience of not having to think about. Like I just turn it on.
Wow.
I can. Like, I've all be. Oh my god.
Slow down, Joey. Slow down.
Going downhill. We have stuff in the back. In Iceland, you get
Wow.
an amazing view behind every single corner. You never know what to expect.
This is insane. Let me take one
the
with your
Leica,
Leica. This is, by the way, how we shoot a lot of photos here in Iceland. And I know it's not like proper, but I think it works. I gotta tell you, those photos like just looks awesome at the back of the camera. It's true, I do love those colors.
Yeah, and the whole camera design is so minimalist. Once you get used to it, you like know where your aperture ring is, you know where your focus ring is if you shoot manually. It's not like a sports camera, right? It doesn't burst, so you don't need like crazy autofocus. But yeah, also your exposure time if you want to do it manually.
Had you considered the Fuji X100 V?
I have considered it, but it's also sold out everywhere. And like I know it's super popular, and it gives you like these built-in film emulations. I think the Fuji is like inspired by Leicas in general.
I love shooting with the Leica. That's just fun. I think any point and shoot camera I kind of like nowadays a little more. Like you said, it's no brainer. Even if it's my cheese camera, check out the video with that one. I still haven't looked at the photos at the moment we record, so I'm like triple excited by this camera. But I will say on the Leica, and I think they're coming up with a new one, Q3.
Yeah,
Q3
is very likely to come out this year.
I really want a joystick to move focus points around or something, because I feel like the accessibility of certain things is really hard for me as someone who's used to those cameras like the Canons, like the Sonys that have bigger bodies and that have really all those accessibility buttons. Like moving my focus point is something I do 24/7, and I really felt frustrated sometimes not being able to move it fast enough.
How do you feel about the grip? Because like people add these like little grips.
I would personally add it. I did it with the RX1 R2, the Sony, which by the way was great camera. You can check the video that was in Japan. But yeah, I would add a grip on the camera. But this one feels pretty grippy because of the front coverage here, which is different from the one I had tried. So that's interesting. And yeah,
it's Kevlar.
It's Kevlar.
Or Kevlar-like, yeah. It's like bulletproof.
Oh yeah, great. We can get shot with it. Yeah, I think it's a beautiful toy. It's like a Ferrari a little bit.
Exactly.
You know, it's not
a luxury item.
You're not, and we were talking about it with Manny on the podcast. You guys should check out the podcast. He has the Fuji X100 V. He's like, I'm not gonna take it to go for a professional shoot.
No.
He's like, it's like my everyday camera. Literally, I'm going somewhere. I'm going on a trip. I'm with my fam. Etc. I want something easy, no-brainer. This is a great camera. Now, if you want the best autofocus, the best settings, everything, then you're gonna go for a pro camera. So it really depends, I think, what their goal is as someone who is considering those cameras, you know? It's like, do you want to evolve into like professional gear, or do you actually just want to enjoy the art of photography? And Joey has found a spot.
I found a waterfall. There's so many waterfalls in Iceland. Like, you just drive around, you're like, that looks interesting.
So yeah, guys, let us know in the comments. I kind of want to hear what you guys have to say about this topic and what you guys think. And we'll link up also the videos of Joey. That way you guys can look a little bit at his work. But honestly, whether it's a Fuji, a Leica, any brand, any everyday camera, I think if it can connect you back to the love of photography and seeing life differently through your camera, I think you should go for it. And even if it's a camera with a switchable lens, honestly, it works. Just block a 50 on it and call it a day. So, Joey, you want to say bye?
Yeah, thanks so much for watching, and yeah, check out the other Iceland videos that Pierre's been shooting here. It's an amazing country, and super cool to see your reaction here.
I know, we have such FOMO. So, we'll see you in the next episode. Have a beautiful day.